And a great pleasure to welcome a wonderful band from Swansea to the studio here at Radio 2. They're called The Stories. With us, we got Steve Balsamo on lead vocal and mandolin, Rob Thompson on acoustic guitar and backing vocals, Di Smith also on guitar and backing vocals, and Andy Collins is playing acoustic bass. And welcome all. How you doing?
Very good, Johnnie. It's fantastic to be here.
Great to see you. Steve, someone here said, I have to say the stories are fantastic. I've followed the career of Steve Balsamo for many years. He is absolutely outstanding. Do you know this person? Lynn Golding.
No, I don't actually.
Okay. Cool. A Welsh girl away from home.
Very nice. Yeah. Thanks, Lynn.
So when did the stories get together then?
About 3 years ago. The four of us got together, started writing songs in Rob's house, and very quickly we'd written about 30 tunes and started recording them in an old cinema in a Welsh mining town called Glencorrwg. So it's been about 3 years now, and all of a sudden we released a record on our own label, and Warner's picked it up just for Christmas. So
yeah, and I heard that single, Cinema, and that was a download-only single for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did that work well for you? Was that a good idea, do you think?
I think it absolutely worked well. It got people interested, and people like yourself started playing the record, which is fantastic, and then from there, you know, we signed the deal with Warner, so it was definitely the right way to go. It'll probably come out again as a single later on.
Is that right? You started recording some stuff in is it Rob's kitchen?
Rob's kitchen we started.
Yeah.
With red wine and, well, more red wine, I think.
Yeah. With Di Smith doing a bit of the production, is that right, Di?
Yeah, well, it was myself and Rob doing most of it.
Bashful.
But, I am bashful. but yeah, myself and Rob, yeah.
Yeah. And I like the way, the idea of picking 5 words to describe yourself. So should we start with you, Steve? Do you remember what they were, or shall I read them out?
Bossy was one of them, I think.
Bossy, happy, childish, kind, and bonkers.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's pretty good. And then, Rob? We got happy, honest, dry, diplomatic, and quiet.
It's a bit serious, that one.
Yeah, that is a bit serious,
Sorry about that.
And what have we got for Di here? Eccentric, enthusiastic, melancholy, deep, and shy.
Eccentrics, right? Anyway.
Yeah. And Andy, who's not said a word yet, annoying, independent, fickle, and sociable.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, listen, great to see you. I mean, it's amazing that the way it all clicks together, because you've got like 4 songwriters and 4 lead vocalists almost.
Yeah, that's right. It kind of, when we got together, we started writing the tunes, and the vocal blend came very naturally and very quickly, and with a kind of a Crosby, Stills and Nash kind of a twist to things. So it's been very exciting the last couple of months, really.
But how did you all connect up? Did you have to advertise for anybody, or did you all know each other, or what?
South Wales is a very incestuous sort of music community. Everyone's played in everybody's band and kind of knows each other. So we've kind of all known each other for about 15 years on and off, and been in various different combinations of bands. So it was just a case of getting together to write songs, and just make the song the king. It was nothing about getting the band together, really, at that point. It was just trying to write a couple of good songs.
Yeah. Okay, there's some big news about a certain tour, which we'll talk about at the end of this first song you're going to play, which is going to be what, Steve?
This Roll Like a Stone.
Okay.
City, the streets shining gold, it ignited emotions you thought had run cold. You stood and watched the preacher at the side of the road. He said, this town's full of vampires, take care of your soul. You flew like a bird through those towers of glass. No time for reflection, no thought for the past. As you push the boat out, I wave from the shore. Stop making waves, my dear, as you drift from it all. We love you and lead you right down that beaten path. You learn when you're down on your knees, you gotta go there to come back. You will roll like a stone, baby, all the way home when you're done. As you search for the answers, you find they were there all along. People who love you have lost who you are, but I guess you've been running away since before you could crawl. You will roll like a stone, baby, all the way home when you're done. As you search for the answers, you'll find they were there all along. You will roll like a stone, baby, all the way home when you're done. Then you will find your way in this town, yeah. So don't let the world bring you down. Choose inside you, baby, on that you haven't found. You will roll like a stone, baby, all the way home when you're done. As you search for the answers, you'll find they were there all along. You will roll like a stone, baby, like a stone, baby, oh. Yeah. You will roll like a stone, baby, like a stone, baby, oh. Then you will find your way. You will find your place in this town, yeah.
That's the Stories playing live here on Radio 2. And Roll Like a Stone. That was really excellent.
Thank you, Johnny.
We got an email from Maya said, last week I've listened to the Stories album, which I absolutely love. Coming to see them for the first time tomorrow night at the 100 Club. Could you ask them if they'll include Hollywood in their set, which I'd love to hear live. It's a beautiful track, and it didn't make it on the album.
We wrote it after we finished recording the album, so it's kind of pen for the next one, really.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now you've got your own tour happening. We're playing tomorrow night at 100 Club in London, Tuesday, April 18th at Winchester, and then other dates that I mentioned throughout of April. Then after that, you're going out with a certain well-known singer, I believe.
Yeah. About 3 weeks ago, I got a call from Elton John, to name drop, and he said he'd heard the record and loves it, which is fantastic, and he asked us if we'd go and support him on tour this summer. So we're out supporting Elton John, which is not bad for a bunch of chances.
So how does that work? The phone goes, and is it him himself, or is it somebody else?
It was Elton himself.
Yeah?
I almost had a nervous breakdown, Johnny.
Do you think somebody's winding you up?
I thought it was, what's his chops? Avid Marion, or the other one. What's the guy who does Ozzy Osbourne? I thought it was him. But no, it was, and he was absolutely lovely and charming and very gushing, and to have validation about your songs from such an amazing legend like that was just amazing.
Because he is incredible enthusiast for music, and he's done so much over the years to help new artists come through. He's a massive fan of music, and he spends fortunes every week buying up records from. So
it's so brilliant, and we're big fans of Ryan Adams and of course James Blunt, who's now #1 in America. I mean, so you know, it's fantastic, really, and such a privilege. So
yeah. The Stories here on Radio 2, 11 minutes to 7 the time. Their new single is called Be By Your Side. That'll be out on March 13th. And the album called The Stories out on the 27th. And from it, I think, Cinnamon is the next one you're going to play?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is for Lorna to get well. down long and it's tangled in 1,000 knots. She's holding me in so many ways. Her beauty pulls me off my feet and caught upon the desert breeze. My world's a mirage for the love she shows me. Yeah. Gotta try my best to break her spell before I burn in my own hell. And I find myself waiting to sail that wave again. Yeah, I try to fake the perfect smile, but there's a splint in my side. My heart has been beating since I was stranded. I was stranded, and as I watched the perfect dream get ruined by my inner fears, I wake it up going, well then my love will begin again. Woo! And I tell myself I must be strong, can't waste my time thinking I was wrong. Don't know where I am. Yeah, she begins here. I'm starting to see. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. She's the fever in me. She's a fever in me. Cinnamon lets her hair down long and it's tangled in 1,000 knots. She's holding me in so many ways. Yeah, yeah. Gotta try my best to break her spell before I burn in my own hell. And I find myself waiting to sail that wave again. Yeah. And as I'm falling deeper in, that's where obsession starts to reign. And it scares me to know what I might find there. Woo! The fever in me, the fever in me, the fever in me, yeah. The fever in me. Well, let me tell you about the fever in me. Oh, the fever in me, the fever in me, the fever in me, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh.
That's the Stories playing live. And Cinnamon. And somebody wants to know where the drummer Brian Thomas is. And also Alan Thomas on keyboards is not here. And basically the studio's too small for
They're in the bar, Johnny.
Oh, they're in the bar.
In the bar.
Okay, that's Jackie and Phil I wanted to know. Is this the same Steve Balsamo who's the guy I saw as Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar in London?
It is,
years ago?
Johnny. For
Yeah?
my sins, I was Jesus.
Yeah, that's
a while.
Graham from Peterborough. So there we go. Well, listen, it's a wonderful point in a band's kind of development, isn't it? 'Cause a lot of hard work, maybe a bit of frustration, disappointment, but suddenly you get the feeling that you're on a bit of a roll here.
That's absolutely right. You know, that we've had some lovely support, some lovely people coming around and just helping us. So it's exactly that. We were talking to somebody earlier on, and they said, now is the time to really enjoy it. Because if it goes big, it's great. But it's just the expectation now and just the great feeling. So.
Yeah. And Rob, is that right that you test the songs on some of the locals back in Swansea? Or did...
Yeah, it was in Glencorrug in the old cinema, and they just come in and just tell you that's rubbish.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Just go away then.
So is that a kind of permanent recording studio you went in, or was it just a whole you set up gearing?
Well, Di and Rob, Di took all his old vintage recording gear into the old cinema that's owned by Lawrence up in this little mining town in South Wales. Yeah. So it's like a social club and a lovely boozer. So all the locals would come in, and when we were recording, they'd either say it was good or not. So we kind of tested it on them, really.
We just took over for about a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great way of making a record there, because all the atmosphere of the place and everything.
Absolutely, it's really in the bones of and it's how they did it in the 70s. You know, they just hold themselves away for a while and recorded a record without any interruptions.
Yeah. The stories sound great, nearly as good as the Counting Crows.
Oh, yes, all right.
That's Stuart in Durham. That'll do for now, won't it?
Definitely.
Well done, the Stories. See you in April at your gig in Cardiff. That's from Jim. Dates the Stories are playing Tuesday, April 18th. They'll be at the Railway in Winchester. The 19th, Camden, London. The 22nd of April at the Point in Cardiff. 23rd of April, Kintuts, Wahaha Hut in Glasgow. The Late Rooms in Manchester on the 24th. April 25th, the Glee Club in Birmingham, the Maze in Nottingham on the 26th, and the Comedia, is it, in Brighton on the 27th. And then they start with Elton John in May at the MEN Arena in Manchester. That's going to be quite a thing. Will you all be very nervous with that?
Absolutely terrified. I'm terrified now.
Terrified just thinking about it.
I don't know if it was meeting you or but we're just terrified about the whole thing. No, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great fun.
Well, thank you all very much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
And you sounded really great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
That was Steve, Rob, Di and Andy Collins, 4/6 of the Stories, and this is their new single.
Only you can save me. Only you can save me. Only you can save me. Only you can save me from the storm, hiding in the shadow. Hiding from the sun for being born, jealous fascination. When I hear you lock the bedroom door, together in a vision. Here you come passing through these walls, and I'll be by your side, and I'll be by your side. Is only natural in the way that I should want you to. It's mutual attraction, written in the blood that's passing through. And I'll be by your side, and I'll be by your side, be by your side, and I'll be. In someone else's room, you will never be empty, 'cause I will be inside of you, and I'll be by your side, and I'll be by your side, and I'll be by your side, and I'll be.
New single from the Stories, Be By Your Side. That's out on the 13th of this month, and their album, The Stories, will be out on the 27th.